Hello and welcome back to the Jumpcast. We are on episode 39 this week. This week we are of course covering Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 232. So, I don't know about you two, but this chapter today or this week didn't feel like I guess like an info dump like it has been. Still an amazing chapter though, but felt a little quicker when I read it. I don't know if you guys had the same thoughts when you were reading.
Yeah, no, it felt like very
I
much just we're in the action and we're seeing it. So
Yeah.
reading it back to back, it was pretty quick, but I stayed up for the leaks that came out earlier that week, and it was so fun, like reading it page by page as you're waiting for them to get translated, because you're like, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Oh, they don't
Um,
just release them all at once. They do it like one at a time.
like it's within the span of like 15 minutes, but like you read the page and like the context that's there, and then you're like, okay, come on, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I need to see what happens next. I need to see what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, like what is it? They try to hype it up a little bit. The main person that leaks, JJK, especially like with this week. We got the Black Flash that we talked about a couple weeks back. They're just like an old technique that hasn't shown up in a long time. Comes back and like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, um, yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah.
Should we give the recap of it or just jump
yeah,
straight into it?
no, let's give a quick recap.
Okay, so the chapter starts off with the wheel spinning its second time. Everyone's freaking out and they're telling Gojo to like be more concerned about it, that his invulnerability is gonna get adapted. Gojo can now throw out spheres of blue and he tries to chase Sukuna with it. He lands a good hit on him. Well, like not even that good. Sukuna doesn't think it's that bad. And then he adapts a third time. So the chapter is just the wheel adapting over and over and just Gojo trying to see how he can catch Sukuna off guard, and he tries to do that with red. Sukuna, I feel like we keep on learning new stuff because apparently domain amplification can also nerf hits. So he throws out domain amplification to nerf red, and then he tries to make fun of Gojo. It's just like, you're sloppy. And then Gojo's like, nah, I'm not being sloppy. And he threw a red around him. Sukuna takes a nasty back shot and then gets thrown into Gojo hitting Black Flash on him. Uh, and with all the memes on the internet, Sukuna gets put to bed as the wheel falls onto the ground,
The
spins its
fraudulent
final
one.
fourth time. Yeah, another fraudulent claim. And then Gojo is then sinks into the shadows as Maharaga comes out and grabs him and just slashes him across the chest. Um, so yeah,
I don't know about you guys, but when I was reading it and I saw there's the panel at the end of like Gojo looks like he's sinking, like you said, he's sinking into the shadows. I was like, for a second, I was like, oh damn, is Sukuna using like Megumi's domain? Like, this could be sick. Even
That
though
would've
they
been
the
fun.
both burnt out. That was like
Yeah.
my thought, where he's just trying to like absorb Gojo into the shadows and be kind of a fun little
Oh, that's a good
little thing.
question though. Is he planning on using
Would've been fun.
Megumi's domain? I wonder.
Because I wonder
He
with
could. I think
technically
that
his
he
being
could.
burnt out, technically, could he bring that in, and we could see actually what like Megumi's domain, barrierless domain, could actually look like.
Yeah, full
Eventually.
power.
Yeah, full power one.
Yeah.
But like Sukuna, or I mean Gojo, technically got like 3 or 4 good hits in this episode. This I almost said episode. This chapter, like
Yeah. He
this is
landed
like
like, what is it, 3 hits on him in this chapter.
well, like
Um,
kind of. There's one on 5,
well, he
and
does punch him in the side, and
yeah,
then he does hit him with the red,
and then
just
the
in
other red, and then there's
yeah,
the
and
black flash. So I'm like,
oh yeah, I guess that's 4.
yeah, technically 4, but like
Yeah.
to actually do like seem like they're doing a lot of damage. 3. Um, But yeah, this is something I've been thinking about that I wanted to ask you guys an opinion because we were hoping for the Black Flash, and I was like, oh, we've only seen a Black Flash activate, really with like melee fighting. Do you think if Gojo was in the zone and he was throwing out a purple hollow, the purple hollow could get a Black Flash effect put onto it, like a black purple hollow, and you get the same bonuses, like the 2.5 multiplier or whatever.
Yeah, that would be really cool, but I think that it really does only apply to the melee hits, because the whole thing with it is that, like, from how it was explained, that Black Flash is like when curse energy is infused at like the very last second of a hit. And there were like theories along with that, with like how Gojo doesn't usually throw out Black Flash because it's actively worse for him. Because we learned in like the last chapter, I think, or the one before that, that like Gojo uses blue whenever he punches so that it feels more like he's doing a counter punch. So that kind of negates the fact of him trying to like put in curse energy at the very last moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think that this one was so effective, is that he didn't have to rely on using blue by using red, because he used red to push Sukuna into him.
Oh, I see.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of dragging him in. But yeah. Because I remember that was just like a big arguing point. It's just like Gojo actively would like be worse if he used Black Flash. Compared to it's what's my best way to do it? It's like gambling. It's way better to just like consistently have better probability of landing strong hits than like in that 1 in a million chance you punch Sukuna so hard that his eyes turn white.
In his Gojo.
So yeah.
But he did it though. But he did
I know,
it though.
he did do it. Yeah. It's just showing how Gojo is that guy.
He is in fact that guy, and Maharaga only gave him a little cut. It's not like he like did a full stab like through the gut or something. He's chilling. He's fine.
Yeah, he does look a little concerned, but it's okay. It's okay.
He's not as concerned as I think he should be. So that gives me a little bit of the hope that he's actually, the next chapter, we're just going to see him with a big old grin on his face as he just decks either Maharaga or Sukuna again. He's just like, well, I'm going to kill at least one of you guys.
Yep.
Well, here's my thought with it. At last point in the chapter, we see Sukuna. His eyes are still rolled back.
Yeah.
What if he's not like he was conscious enough to summon Maharaga, and Maharaga or Gojo's gonna go for a hit, and Sukuna's just out, and then it's like how like Megumi like releases the demon dogs and stuff so they don't die. What if we just see that happen again, or not again, but just see that happen like Daddy Maharaga's not saving you this time, Sukuna.
Yeah.
I think that might be the case because we're not certain in like that last panel on page 15. The wheel doesn't technically spin as in the it doesn't spin implying that it adapted. Like it does a warp and then it falls to the ground. So
that's when the last adaptation hits, is that when it hits the ground and you go to page 17, it's that lawn panel of spinning.
Okay.
And then the shadows come through.
Got it.
Yeah.
Spinning to Maharaga.
Yeah, so so that was the last spin, and then that's why Maharaga could even land the slash on him and how he could even grab Gojo.
I see.
Yeah. So my personal opinion, and I think that this is going to be really fun, is that it's going to be a game of like, I don't think that Gojo thinks that he's out on it. It's either like, so how I think it works is that the ring on top of Maharaga is interchangeable. I think that we can pretty much agree on that, right? Because it was on Sukuna for like these past couple chapters trying to adapt to Limitless so that Maharaga could land a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So Gojo's plan is going to be like, okay, well, which one of you guys doesn't have the ring on your head? I'm going to kill you. And so then he's
Oh.
going to constantly be like switching in between and like pressuring Sukuna even more of like switching the ring back and forth. And there was like another person that pointed out that like when you hit Black Flash, you go into the zone. Um, so like Gojo is at like the 120% potential thing that like we saw with like Toto and Yuji versus Mahito, like when they all landed Black Flashes. So I really feel like Gojo's just gonna keep on doing that and pressuring Sukuna. I feel like we could get at least 1 or 2 more chapters out of this fight before Gojo dies.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
He won't. Shut up.
which I
Yeah, he won't.
listen. What I'm thinking as well with that is that he's gonna have the ring swap over to Sukuna, and then he's just gonna kill Maharaga. Like
Oh,
Maharaga's
like
gonna
his
be
final
gone.
act of like
Yeah,
the fight. Okay.
yeah. So like it's with a huge nerf to Sukuna, which is the like, oh, invulnerability's gone, and it would lead to like the same thing of like the Limitless user and the Ten Shadows user killed each other at the same time, which kind of is the same thing. Like he destroyed the best part of the Ten Shadows technique.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, I've said it before on the podcast. I am still under the impression that Gojo has technically won the fight. He got Sukuna to bring out 10 Shadows and Maharaga. I call it copium, call it whatever. Gojo won. Gojo has still won in my eyes, and yeah. So call it whatever you
I
want,
think that he
audience,
won
and you
too.
too. But I believe Gojo won this fight.
I agree with that. Especially like the nail in the last nail in the coffin was that Black Flash. Like look at Sukuna.
I
He
think
he is dead asleep.
if this was Sukuna in Yuji's body, with the same fingers
Oh,
and
you'd been
everything,
gone.
I think maybe. Yeah, I'm thinking gone a while ago.
He would have been gone
Maybe
way
with
back.
like Yuji's like endurance and just durability, and being in the Yuji's body might have done something to let him survive longer. But I'm no.
I'm under the impression that he would have lost at getting hit by Infinite Void because he wouldn't have been
Oh.
able to switch out with Maharaga. So like that would have been it.
Yeah.
Like Sukuna just would have been gone.
Or here's a thought. I don't think I've seen anyone. I mean, when the leaks came out this week and today this morning, I don't think I've seen anyone point out on Twitter. Nothing. What if this moment where Gojo is fighting Maharaga and it looks like Sukuna's knocked out? What if this is the moment for Megumi to fight back, try and gain back control? Think about it.
I think that would also be very cool to see. I really hope. I'm hoping that Megumi actually like wakes up and he realizes like, oh crap, I should be helping adopted daddy right now, not die, and get my body back, please. Like wake up.
Because, like, I hope the cast knows. I mean, we know Megumi knows that Sumiki's dead. I would love. I would personally love for Gojo to have, like, I guess that, like, mentor. I guess, like you said, like, adopted dad moment of being like, hey, her death isn't completely on you. It's not your fault. Like, blah, 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 whatever.
It's
Say
stuff out of
like,
your control. You
Yeah.
need to like let go.
How about you take out the person that killed her? Take out Sukuna right now.
Yeah.
Like something like that could be a nice like moment for Megumi because, you know, he had his cool fight in the Culling games, but I think he's been needing a little character development personally in my eyes, and I think this would be a great moment to give him that.
I agree. And that was my brain is going everywhere now because I remember when you were mid talking about that. It's just like, oh yeah, we still haven't seen what Yorozu's gift to Sukuna was. at the end of the fight, because she's just like, I have something to give to you, and I feel like he's gonna pull that out in this fight too. But I would agree with that character development. Because
even
like
if
just
Gojo's
imagine him
strong,
actually getting his body back. Like
yeah.
he would actually know how to I'm hoping that he would be able to see how Sukuna optimizes his curse energy, and see how he can like infuse more power
Oh, like throw
into
it
his
right
10
back at
shadows.
Gojo, or go
Yeah, like
right back at Sukuna or something.
yeah, like make Megumi that special grade sorcerer like that is as strong as Gojo. Like make that next honored one.
Yeah, I would actually love to see Megumi become the next honored one, because I don't know, I don't. There's no set in stone criteria. It seems like to get the honored one title, but to me it seems like you gotta have some traumatic event. For Gojo was Rico dying and him almost dying, for him to get to the core of cursed energy and unlock everything. Maybe it's the same. Maybe the honored one criteria is you gotta be lonely. Like it's
I
it's
think that
lonely
is
at
what
the
it
top.
is.
It's lonely at
Yeah,
the top. There's no one else around. And maybe that I mean we've talked about that is why Gojo has been actively enjoying himself in this fight, is because there's someone that's basically on the same level as him that he can just fuck around with and have fun.
yeah, yeah. I I agree with that, and I really like the whole thing of just like it is lonely at the top, because that's like been my prevailing theory with Sukuna as well. Well, not Sukuna, excuse me, Yuji, because like I'm really leaning on the theory of that like at the end of the series, Yuji's gonna be the only one alive.
Oh,
And so that it's the whole thing of just like his grandpa cursed him to like
yes, I was
die
about to bring that up.
around this
Yeah.
that you love, and then it's just like, all right, all of his loved ones are dead, and at what cost? Oh, he's the strongest.
Because I don't know if you've seen that theory, like the someone broke down the part adding on to what you said, where they said like um his grandpa actually cursing him, and someone added on this part of like Yuji can't die, like he's just, like he said, a cog, and he's called himself like a cog, that is just killing curses. That's all,
Yeah,
like all he can do for the
that's all
rest of
he
the time.
does.
Um, but that could be. It's really interesting to see where we're gonna go next week.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for this. This will be a great fight, and I mean, if we get some of these points we talked about today, it'll make this fight. I mean, this fight has already been incredible. I want to say this is the best Jujutsu Kaisen fight, solos easy, of 2023, and potentially the best manga fight of the year too. Because like I'm kind of
I think I can agree with that. But we also, to be fair, we haven't had the best amount. Like, what is it? This has been the biggest and longest fight in 2023, because the only other ones that we had were what is it? I'm counting Yuki versus Kenjaku as last year's.
Yeah, because it kind of
it
kind of came over from
yeah,
that.
and then after that we had Yuji versus Sukuna, well, like Yuji and Maki versus Sukuna, and then Sukuna versus Yorozu, and like I think I need to reread that chapter, but that little arc, but I feel like it was kind of a weak one.
I think he was
I don't know.
putting the stocks to get ready for this fight. Maybe he just let his assistants write that fight for him while he's cooking this one.
I know that it was set. It's a lot of setup for this one, because it's Yorozu pointing out that like Sukuna's lonely and Gojo's lonely, the whole thing, like what we just discussed. So yeah. Drees, what do you think about this? What do you think about everything that we've talked about so far?
Yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot to think about. There's a lot to consider. The potential for a lot of different things. I mean, one thing that I'm really curious about is this swapping bodies thing. When it comes to, like, you swap into someone else's body, you feel them use their curse technique, and maybe you imprint that onto your soul information or whatever. how I also agree with that theory that Yuji's going to be the last one alive, but what I'm starting to think may happen is there's going to be a lot of body swapping, and Yuji just over time is going to get Sukuna's cursed whole cursed suite, Megumi's whole cursed suite, and then maybe somebody else's alongside his own, and then he's just going to have some kind of crazy combination of like what does Megami and Sukuna's domain mixed into one look like? Like, is that even
Bro,
possible?
that would be so cool.
Oh, like
I'm
mixing
just
Chimera
imagining like
Shadow
10
Garden.
Maharagas just like right there about to about to jump someone
Mhm.
as they're getting constantly like cleaved and dismantled. It'd be so cool.
Yeah, like
Oh
those are
my
the things
god.
that I'm really thinking about. Like, does Yuji then like lose his mind? What what would happen at the end there? Because he so desperately wants to help people. Would he just kill himself? I know that's really dark,
I
but
I really feel like he would lean towards that same I really want to see him lean towards that same way of like how Gojo became the honored one of like reaching that core of cursed energy.
mhm.
And then like because he says in that moment like I'm sorry Rico, I don't care that you died right now. Everything just feels perfect. I really want Yuji to like come to that acceptance of just like
It is
these
what it
people
is.
died and
Yeah.
yeah, and I need to let that go.
Mhm.
Um but I like that body swapping thing because that just reminded me of another theory that we talked about of like just imagine like Gojo's like about to die and then Kenjaku takes his body, swaps with him, and then after that Yuji is body swapping and then it's just imagine it's another round 2 of Gojo versus Sukuna, but it's actually Yuji versus Kenjaku
Mm.
Mm.
and they keep throwing at each other. I feel like that would be a fun idea.
That's
I
another
know.
thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Max.
No, you go. I can wait.
That's another thing that I'm curious about. If can Kenjaku like how he did with Mahito, can he just would he just be able to assimilate Sukuna? That's what
Right
I'm
now in this state, I don't think he could, just because this leads me on to like another theory that I'll cover really quickly. I think that the reason why Sukuna is so good at optimizing his curse energy is because he died and was reborn as a cursed spirit, and then as a cursed spirit, he learned because he was literally made of cursed energy. He learned how to optimize it perfectly, and that's what like also gave him that title of the honored one.
I see.
But now he's back in a human body with Megami, so he can't be assimilated.
Okay.
That's my big theory.
That
So yeah.
no, that makes sense. Max, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
Okay. Taking a little sidestep from this fight. I know we've talked about the past, the Hikari, Maki, and Yuta team up to gank Kenjaku. But I saw something recently like, well, that would be cool and all. You know, we did have Yuta say he's gonna kill Kenjaku. I'm not completely, but I'm under the impression a little bit he may in a binding vow to kill Kenjaku, whatever. I personally think it would make story-wise make a lot better sense if that fight was Yuji and Choso ganging up and fighting Kenjaku. I want to see them be the ones to beat him. Personally, I think story-wise, it's I don't know how to describe it. It's got a better ring to it to have his sons kill him.
I agree with that. I feel like it won't happen, but I want that to happen just because I love blood manipulation and I love Choso so much.
Well, not
I'd
saying
love
them,
to see him
maybe
get
they
one more
don't
time.
die, but they're the ones to kill him.
Oh yeah, but like I feel like Yuji, it's a good bet, but like Choso's character arc, I feel like is kind of ended here. Just because of like that fight with Kenjaku and with Yuki, was like cementing that like Choso had like two paths to go down, of like he could either like work with the cursed spirits or work with the humans. He felt really guilty about his choices with one or the other, and then Yuki is just like, listen dude, you're fine, you're Jay chillin', you're a human at the end of the day. And I feel like that was like I feel like that was a good way to end Choso's character arc, of just like he's the big brother of Yuji and he needs to not worry about his decisions he made when it came to like his other brothers and everything.
I like that. I just still, because we've been seeing him pop up like one panel each week the past few weeks. I just want to see Kashimo fight Sukuna at this point, dude. Like maybe again, hear me out. We see somehow in this moment where Sukuna is knocked out, paralyzed, whatever. Megumi and him have a disagreement or something, and it causes some sort of rift, and we see Megumi get his body back. Sukuna somehow manifests his full form. Like, okay, I know Sukuna's already technically cursed. He already died. What if he died again and came back again as a vengeful cursed spirit? And we see him manifest with his four arms, hand arrow form, and that's the fight. We get to see it like a more injured Gojo fighting Sukuna, or maybe Megumi helping him fight. I'm just getting it. I want to see Kashimo fight again.
That'd be interesting, actually. That may be what he's aiming for.
Like I reread the Hikari fight.
Do you think Gojo's aiming for?
No, Sukuna.
You mean Gojo
Sukuna.
somehow like dying again and becoming a vengeful cursed spirit would be kind of cool. Because maybe we saw him. You know, he was a great sorcerer. He died, came back as a cursed spirit. Maybe he does it again and gets another boost on top of that to put him closer to Gojo's level, that he can actually, without the 10 shadows, take on Gojo.
That may be his goal, is to reach enlightenment in some way, and then
like this is his Toji fight. This is Sukuna's Toji fight. This is truly how.
Oh, that makes sense with his clothes.
Yeah.
I could see that, but the thing is that like Sukuna could have switched back into his hand arrow form whenever he wanted to. I think the only reason why he didn't is because the man knew that Megumi's technique was the way to get rid of Gojo. Like from the start. It seems like his whole plan the entire time after he met Megumi doing that one fight, he's like, this kid has the potential to help me take over the world and do what I want. So I think I feel like that's the only reason why he's in Megumi's form like this right now. And then once Gojo's dead, he could either be like, I don't need 10 shadows anymore. That's how Megumi dies, because Megumi's body is like transfigured back into Heian era Sukuna. Which that would also be a really sad way to see Megumi go.
yeah,
Which is just like, you know what, completely override his soul.
We've seen a lot of like very, I don't want to say like theatrical, but very visually stunning deaths in the series recently. You know, Yurozu, I think, was pretty cool. Yuki was amazing. Her death was so cool. I think it's time for Gojo to bring back, or not Gojo, Geta, or oh my gosh, I can't think right now. Gege to bring back that. Yeah, I'll just kill off whoever I want, however I want. Like, let me make Megumi one of the main characters. It'd be cool if he just went out this way, but like really anticlimactic. And I think
yeah,
it Megumi's a current mental state. You know, he's kind of just a shell right now. I think it could fit his kind of character arc he's been going on right now.
I mean, that would be fair. That'd also be a brutal way to see Yuji to see both Gojo and Megumi die like that.
He's
Just
already
like
got the
within that
motivation to
instant.
kill Sukuna. This could be like his actual, like, I'm going
His actual
after him.
tipping point.
Like he's like
yeah.
he's like dude, random electric dude, Kashimo I just met. Let's go fuck this guy up. Let's go get him right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so cool. I think leading into this, we take out 2 main characters and we get to see Yuji fight again. I think a win is a win.
It's
A win
all
is a
worth
win.
it. It's all worth
it. Like,
that'd be so sad though. At the same time, just
I
seeing
would be
all of that.
disappointed, but I think it would make for a great. I mean, we already kind of maybe are going into the final. Where
That.
It's like there's like a graph for like a story. It's like the rising action stuff. Maybe we're at this is truly Yuji's. I'm actually a filmmaker. Is it the rising action for the hero's journey?
He already
Yes.
has the call to action.
Yes. No,
He's got his call to action.
I
and then
gotta
he's
look
got-
at. Hold on, I gotta look at a diagram.
Okay.
But whatever the hero's journey graph is, there's the moment, like the peak, or we're getting to that peak. This is going to be his action. We get to see maybe this body swapping technique. Maybe Yuji tries it one more time to get Sukuna back. He can't. He's like, all right, let's go kill him. Like, imagine in a fight, Yuji knows how to use everyone's curse technique because he's been body swapping and training with it. It's like Boogie Woogie, but you don't know whose body is whose.
Yeah.
Like, you could. I don't know if his. I doubt the techniques get switched over. But imagine him and Kashimo are swaps, and then you just see Yuji, who's actually you see Kashimo and Yuji's body just zap Sukuna, and Yuji comes and black flashes him in Kashimo's body, because. Hear me out. This could be really, really broken if this is his technique. We've seen a fight. Me and Nick have always talked. Yuji Itadori is like a weapon. He's better being used in a fight by another person. We've seen with every time he fights with Todo, Nanamin, even Maki recently. We see Yuji swap places with Kashimo. They've never confirmed anything if Kashimo has hit a black flash. I'm assuming. But Yuji's technique is black flash in my eyes. Yuji hits like 2 or 3 black flashes in Kashimo's body, swaps back with Kashimo. Kashimo now has because it was in Kashimo's body, he now has the benefits of 3 black flashes. Like, think about it. I think it could be really broken, but really cool.
I think that'd be very cool. That just reminds me of another thing with this fight is that if I see Gojo go out, I want to be honest. I want to see him right before he dies land like 10 black flashes. I know that probably won't happen, but that'd be so fun. Just him going back and forth with Maharaga and Sukuna, landing black flashes on both of them.
Can he just get like a JoJo's like beatdown moment with black flashes? Can we just get? Can we see that?
Dude.
Like
destructive.
Like at least damage Sukuna.
We've already seen Hunter x Hunter references.
Yeah, there's
up the wazoo with this fight.
Like
yeah.
I mean, they put in the anime for season 2. Like, it'd be really cool to see.
They did it with this one. Just like, can we get more classic manga references? Anything, please?
Oh yeah. Side note with the hero's journey. I do need to memorize this, but I don't have it memorized yet.
Some film major you are.
Yeah, so technically we're in terms of Yuji's story arc, we're in his quote-unquote Act 2, which is inside of the also quote-unquote special world, which essentially just from a story structure perspective means that we're getting really close to his to that catalyst event that fundamentally changes him as a character. It's the climax, the point where all the action happens. So technically, if we're thinking about it in like the most defined stage, it for just Yuji specifically would be the approach to the inmost cave. So whatever happens right after this, whether it's Gojo dying, Gojo not dying, the fight with Kenjaku,
Megumi dying,
yeah, something there is going to be the catalyst to then shift us over to the ordeal, which is the next stage. And at that point, then we get the reward, which is most likely going to be a -1 of, oh, everyone's dead, but you're, wahoo, you're powerful.
Strongest.
You're the
He's
strongest.
strongest.
And there's going to be the quote-unquote
He's the
return.
new honored one.
Exactly, but the return isn't really going to be a return. It's going to be, well, that was fun. And then he's just going to sit there and be sad. So,
You know, while we're talking about including references in this series, can we just get Yuji doing like the Shinji pose from Evangelion at some point after this
Hold
fight?
on.
I just seen Gojo die. I also want to point out this is just like the whole. I love the moment of both Yuji and Yuta just screaming "Sensei" when Gojo gets slashed. Like they care so much about him, and I
Well,
just love
yeah.
that they're both freaking out. Like nobody else is like freaking out as much as they are. So it just.
Well, I like
It
to
makes
think
me
about
happy.
it. Gojo has just been going around and collecting, or basically adopting kids for the past since he's been.
Yeah, that's true.
These are his babies. These two are his actual babies.
Yeah, especially with the most recent Shonen Jump cover, like
Oh,
it's Gojo, Yuta, and Yuji.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know, we've got a lot of where this series could go and where this could go, and I am all for it. We have a lot of great theories.
Yeah. I believe we got 1 to 2 more chapters worth of this fight, and then hopefully we see what the hell Kenjaku's doing. There was one last thing where like people point out that like Kenjaku's big motive is that he wants to optimize curse energy. And I think that a big part of it is watching Gojo and Sukuna fight. At least I also got this theory off of TikTok, just because these are the two that know how to optimize curse energy the most out of everyone else. So like watching them and spectating and just seeing how they've mastered curse energy, he's gonna use that towards whatever his big goal is.
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah.
I really want to see what Kenjaku's up to right now. So
We
badly.
need to see him. He needs to stop playing on his Switch or whatever. He needs to stop
Famicom,
playing.
yeah.
He needs to stop playing Tears
Mario.
of the Kingdom, and he
Bro
needs
needs to stop gaming.
to just.
Kenjaku just playing 30 hours of Baldur's Gate 3
Shut
while
up.
watching
Shut up.
the fight game.
Oh, I would love if that's actually what he's doing. He's like, yeah, I've been playing this game, and then he's like he's got, it's like a,
Is it over yet?
he's like got 2 monitors. He's like watching it. He's like playing the game. And he's like glancing over every 2 seconds to like look.
He's
at
got
the
a
game.
third one because he's streaming at the same time.
That actually would be so hilarious if he just switched off of the old game console and he's just playing Baldur's Gate. I think that'd be so funny. Or just some other
that was
title that
just
recently got
PC.
released.
Hear me out. We need to have a rewrite of Jujutsu Kaisen, but Kenjaku has like a YouTuber accent. You know, hey guys, what's going on? Like the moment in Shibuya when he goes, he's like, yo, Satoru. It's like, oh my god, I'm surprising my corpse's former best friend. Like he's got a camera and stuff.
That's definitely, someone's gonna animate that for sure. Once it
That'd be
comes, once we see
hilarious.
Shibuya animated, someone else is gonna do a fan animation of that for sure.
I would love to see that. But I think I don't know about you guys. I think this is a great place to cut it off. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys, Max, your closing thoughts? Go.
Oh boy.
Or do you have any?
Yeah, no, I do. This is just, it's been a lot. I'm ready for this to really, I guess, come to its conclusion. I so desperately want to see what's happening next. I want it now. I want to see if Gojo lives or dies. I want to see Maharaga may or may not fuck him up, but like also at the same time, Gojo, please, for the love of God, do not die. And Kenjaku, please, bro, can you just like chill out for a bit, man? That'd be nice. Anyway, those are my closing thoughts.
Nick, go.
Gojo's still gonna go ham. He's at 120%. He's gonna destroy Maharaga as he dies, and then the second that Gojo's dead, Kashimo's gonna roll up and just fucking deck Sukuna in the face. That's it.
Adding on to my theory, I want to see this double reincarnation thing. I think it'd be really cool. Adding on to it, Sukuna gets another body. To kill Sukuna, Megumi comes back as a vengeful cursed spirit. Boom. That's my closing thoughts.
Yeah.
Epic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for listening to episode 39 of the Jumpcast. Of course, been joined by my two hosts, Max and Nick.
Wahoo!
Next week is, of course, episode 40. I don't know if we're doing anything special for that. Probably a bigger milestone. We'll do a bigger special episode.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Everything is being... if you're watching this, you probably know everything's being uploaded onto a new channel. After this video goes up,
This new channel,
I'll have a community post go up on the old one, letting people know. Our Twitter stays the same. Go check out Twitter for updates. All the videos, hopefully sometime this week. I'm working on moving them over to the new channel, so hopefully we'll see those. You'll start seeing those pop up.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thank you so much for listening. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday and week.